As you can see, I'm gonna let it back down. It comes back down nice and slow, doesn't slap back down. Wiping my hands across the top, nothing happens. I'm gonna take this even a step further, lift it up to a 60. Pause so you can see it. Now, if a 45-degree angle is what causes the crease to the shingle, then a 60-degree angle would certainly cause a crease to the shingle. I'm gonna wipe my hands across the top of it, and as you can see, nothing happens. I'm gonna take this a step further for the last experiment here. And now this speed square only goes to a 90, but I'm gonna take it to 100, lift it past a 90 a bit. If a 45-degree angle is what causes a crease, and note that this shingle didn't slap back down and got back nice and slow, but if a 45-degree angle is what causes a crease to the shingle, then that 100-degree angle should certainly have caused a crease to the shingle. And I'm gonna wipe my hands across the top, zoom in, and nothing has formed. So, two things I want you to note here. I didn't need to lift these shingles above a 45-degree angle, but even though a 45-degree angle isn't what causes a crease to these shingles, this shingle is pliable. That is why it's responding the way it's responding and getting back to the roof slowly, and not slamming back down to the roof when lifted up. That is the difference between this and this. Okay, so now that we've debunked that theory, we're gonna now do the same thing with these. I didn't need to lift these above a 45-degree angle, but I'm gonna take my hand and wipe it across the top of these shingles to see if any crease has formed as a consequence, or byproduct, if you will, of the repair. Starting from right to left, bottom to the top, I'm gonna wipe my hands across the top of this one. And while there is some granule loss, I wouldn't count this as a crease. So I would say that that is a pass. This one is already showing signs of granule loss across the top of the shingle, I want you to note. But additionally, when I wipe my hands across the top, that crease becomes more pertinent and more highlighted. Or emphasized, if you will. That is a fail. That is a crease as a byproduct to trying to repair one wind damaged shingle. Moving on, wiping my hands across the top of this one. While there is some granule loss, it doesn't continue all the way across, just like this one doesn't. I wouldn't count this as a crease as well. Additionally, same thing here. Some granule loss, I wouldn't count that as a crease. Continuing, I wouldn't count that as a crease, but I would certainly count that as a crease. That and that have creases or granule loss in a straight line pattern that continues all the way across the shingle. So I would count that as a crease, and that as a crease as a byproduct to trying to repair this shingle. And then lastly, continuing on to the third, that could be counted in the right eyes of the adjuster because the granule loss is at the top. It is in a straight line pattern, and it is going from one end to the other. Could be counted as a crease, but in this experiment, I am not going to count that as a crease because it is not as pertinent as this, and certainly not as pertinent as that one. In an attempt to try to repair one wind damaged shingle, you now have two additional wind damaged shingles. I'm going to take a overview, close up of that. Wait, let me write crease on it. Let me take a picture of the crease. Then we're going to write crease. And then lastly, I'm gonna write fail, and then I'm gonna tarp over this to protect them from any further damages. But in my professional opinion, if we have 45, almost 50 wind damage shingles on a roof, and we're going to do a repair, and 2 more shingles get damaged on every shingle that we do, we would now leave that roof with 90, almost 100 wind damage shingles, as a result of trying to repair 40 to 50, or 45 to 50 wind damage shingles, excuse me. Therefore, this repairability test is a fail, and this roof, in my professional opinion, is not repairable. That concludes my repair. Again, this is Bryant Lay. I appreciate you for your time, and you take care.